For years, I wanted to take a break from alcohol, but there was always some kind of social occasion on the horizon. I'd wake up on Monday feeling really gross, really out of it, and just resolve that I didn't want to drink again that week. I hoped that I could just take some days off and recover and repair and just have some quiet time to myself. But it seemed like by Friday or Saturday, I always had some kind of social occasion on my calendar. There was always a dinner party, maybe even with my parents. There was always friends asking to go to game night or a brewery or something coming up. And so for years, even though I wanted to take a break every single Monday morning, it almost never happened because by Friday, I was invited out to go out with my friends or my husband or my family or whatnot. And so it can be really challenging when you're trying to change your relationship with alcohol to want to make changes in private and then still have to deal with your public life. You know, like how do you embody a happy alcohol-free lifestyle in public as well? And possibly, we've been having this pandemic situation where a lot of social occasions really went down the nosedive, where it really was abnormal to go out with your friends or to see people at dinner parties or to just be invited to big events, birthday parties, like whatever it was before that was filling your calendars. Really normal this year, of course, to have that go down. And so you might find that the world's opening up again. Maybe you've taken a break from alcohol and now you're getting invited to a ton of stuff, to weddings and to birthday parties and to dinner parties and to all these occasions that you previously maybe were kind of not happening anymore. And so there's this dilemma, my friends are inviting me out, but I really want to stay alcohol free. I really want to honor my break and honor myself and really make going alcohol free is something that's a priority for me. So how do you juggle these two opposing things? Well, I want you to know that you get to do what you want here in this situation. There's old school kind of paradigms that say, like, ditch all your friends, ditch everyone that you've ever hung out with, and don't ever go out if it's going to be tempting for you. And that's kind of ridiculous to me. Like, you are strong enough to decide what you want every single occasion of your life. And if your friends uplift you and you want to have their company and you want to see them, then you're going to have to learn how to go out and not drink alcohol when you're with them. You're going to have to learn that skill. It's very, very important. And there might be some things that you decide aren't really up your alley anymore. For example, I'm 33 years old. The idea of going to a club is just ridiculous to me at this point. This is something I dropped off from my life a long, long time ago. And so there might be certain situations that you really just don't think are fun anymore. The thing is if they're not fun without alcohol, what that really truly says is they're not fun. Because God, source, the universe, whoever created us, whatever your belief system is, did not create this planet for you to be intoxicated to enjoy. Like, this planet is amazing just because it is. This planet is amazing just because we are alive and we get to feel awe and wonder and create beautiful, magical lives for ourselves. We don't need a substance to hijack our brains in order to feel fun in certain situations. If it's not fun, without alcohol, it's probably just not fun. But it can take a while to kind of warm up to these kind of different things. When you've been using alcohol to socialize for so long, it can feel like you're a little uncomfortable in your own skin the first few times you try. So it might be a transition period where you have to learn how to socialize without alcohol again. And this is coming from one of the biggest introverts. I was super shy growing up. I thought that alcohol made me an extrovert, and I literally, most of the underpinnings of my relationship with it was found on that one point, is that I thought it helped me become someone that I wasn't. And I thought it made me more confident, and I thought it made me more outgoing and more sociable, and I thought it made me more fun to be around. And the thing is none of those things were true. And all of those things limited me. All of those things told me that I wasn't enough on my own, and I needed a drink to be better. They literally questioned my own idea of self-worth and slowly eroded my sense of self-esteem over time. So when it comes to socializing out, it's something that we all have to learn how to do without drinking. And it's one of the most incredible skills to master, because if you can be comfortable in your skin when you're out, that says something about confidence. That says something about what you believe is possible for you. And so if your friends are starting to invite you out, the world is opening up again, and you're not sure about, the wedding and the birthday party and this event and that event, I want you to listen into your desires. I want you to listen into what you truly want in that situation. I had clients that used to have a party or, niece's dinner, whatever, celebration every single weekend. And every single weekend they were obliged to attend these different events. And part of the pandemic that was a gift for them was actually recognizing, I don't have to go to so much stuff that I don't want to go to. And there was beauty in that realization to really craft a life where she spent more time with her child and her husband instead of always going to her family's obligations. At the same time, though, like, if you love your friends, if you get joy with being around them, if they lift you up, then there's no reason to not go out with them just because you're worried about drinking or not drinking. The thing is that this situation, the universe is giving you this situation in order for you to grow from, in order for you to build your resilience, in order for you to learn how to navigate the world as a non-drinker. The thing is, I think the most of the time why we are scared about going out and socializing without alcohol is because there's a few things, but let's just list a few. We're scared of people judging us. We're scared of people judging us and that they are going to make up some kind of story about us in their head. So the classical story that we tell ourselves that someone else is making up about us is that, oh, she must be an alcoholic. She can't drink. She's not drinking here, right? So we're scared that people are making up bad stories about us in their heads. And the thing is that living your life with that kind of fear only limits you. One, most people aren't even thinking about you. I don't know if you have gone out ever and not drank and just been like, wow, nobody cares. Nobody's paying a freaking attention to you. Nobody cares. They only are worrying about themselves. Two, you never know who you're inspiring. If I, just 6 years ago, went to a party and saw someone not drinking and having fun, it would have blown my mind. I would have been so, enthralled by them. I would have been so enthralled, and it would have shifted my worldview and my paradigm that one must drink at social events. I was looking for that kind of permission for so long, and yet nobody around me gave it to me. I finally had to give it to myself. But imagine who you might inspire when you go out and not drink. So, you guys, did you know that 60% of all drinkers misuse alcohol? The majority of Americans want to drink less or not at all. This isn't a minority problem that is unique to you, that you are the only one who wants to change their relationship with alcohol. Everybody wants to change their relationship with alcohol. Everybody. Almost everybody. The people who don't drink very occasionally or not at all themselves, and they're in the minority of the population. So when you know that, take that fact, put it in your back pocket, and remember that when you go out and socialize. And remember when people respond to you that you're not drinking, that you're actually opening up their worldview. They wish that they had what you have. They are inspired by you. And some people might not be inspired by you. Some people might actually be outright judgmental to you. And guess what that's a red flag for? When someone is negative to the response of you not drinking, that is a huge red flag that they have a ton of insecurities around their own relationship with alcohol. There's no other ifs and buts about that. If someone is being judgmental for the fact that you're not drinking, coaxing you, making you feel small, whatever it looks like, telling you that, oh, they don't have a problem, that is them trying to justify the reason why they do have alcohol in their life, because they have been fighting an inner demon that's trying to tell them something different. So there's only good scenarios here, because if someone judges you, then you are actually putting up a mirror up to their behavior, and maybe you're teaching them something that they weren't willing to see but for themselves before. If someone's inspired by you, then that's pretty freaking amazing. And if someone doesn't care and doesn't even notice, then you can just go on your merry way and not worry about what people are thinking about you. There's only 3 realities here. People either don't care about what you drink, people are inspired by you not drinking, or people do judge you, and that is because they have their own insecurities with alcohol themselves, so you are giving them a gift of finally seeing that. There's no other option. And so if there isn't anything that bad's going to happen, no one is the regret that we have for worrying about what other people think is such a huge detractor in our lives. And it's not just with our relationships with alcohol that this kind of regret manifests. We worry about what other people will think in so many areas of our lives, and then we don't go after what we really want because of it. And it sucks because worrying about what people will think is a heavy fear, but there's nothing heavier than regret. There's nothing heavier than regret of not living a truly fulfilled life according to your desires, wants, and needs. And so we play small for other people, and yet those other people don't matter. Especially, I love this one saying, like, the acquaintance at the party, the colleague at work, the whoever, in-law, these people are literally not even going to make the movie credits of your life. They're going to be listed as taxi driver number 1, taxi driver number 2. You are the star of your own life. You are the star of your own life. And feeling like you're going to be left out from people that you don't even respect or admire is kind of a ridiculous assumption. Like, let yourself feel inspired to be with people who are aspirational to you. And those people would never, ever be rude or judgmental about the fact that you're not drinking or not. The thing is we often want to belong. It is ingrained in our DNA. Back when we were hunter-gatherers living in caves, we used to literally live in tribes of only so many people, and that is the only way that humankind survived. Some people hunted, some people gathered, some people made whatever nests and tools. Like, we all had to live together to be able to survive. And if you got kicked out of that tribe for any reason, you were literally gonna die. There was no way you would have survived on your own. And so we have this instinctual survival brain that's telling us that we have to belong in order to survive. We have to fit in. We have to do what everyone else is doing. And how many times has that worked out for you? How many times have you quieted your own intuition, your own voice, your own wants, your own desires, your own needs, and done what everyone else is doing? Let me give you an example. Sometimes we get into corporate jobs or a job, and all of a sudden, the most esteemed position there that everybody wants to rise up and be promoted to a VP or a director or whatever. Let's just say it's a director, and everybody wants that job there. All of a sudden, everybody loses their own desires about what they truly want for their lives. Maybe they want to make a difference in an NGO. Maybe they want to travel, and they forget that because now this conditioning is grooming everyone to want the same thing. We absorb other people's expectations of us all the time, and we can lose ourselves in that. You know, it's a brave move to learn how to not belong. It's a brave move to be okay with standing out. And when you're standing out with something that literally hurts so many people, makes people feel super complacent and stuck and living mediocre lives, and you say, no more to that, I am going to be a rebel non-drinker, you're standing up to drinking culture. Drinking culture is worse, but very similar in the sense of what cigarettes culture used to be. Like, everybody used to smoke. We all bought into this narrative that it was cool and that it was just sophisticated. And look how that turned out for so many generations. And we're kind of finally at the end of that, where it's no longer such a conditioned thing anymore. Like, alcohol is going to have a cigarette moment. Like, there is no safe amount of alcohol to drink. Every study that's coming out, every month I see a study that's coming out that says don't drink any alcohol for your brain health. Don't drink any alcohol for your heart. Don't drink any alcohol for cancer risk. Like, there is no way that this is going, this trend is going, except for alcohol is going to become obsolete soon. And think about it. Like, we are so technologically advanced. There's going to be something new down the line that they're going to create that it isn't toxic to us, that doesn't create such adverse effects. Why would we keep drinking a toxic crude chemical that literally gives us hangovers just to socialize? It makes absolutely no sense. And so right now, you being a non-drinker is the most forward-thinking thing you could do in your social circles. You might be the only one. You might be the only one. But soon, people will look back and think, wow, she knew this way ahead. She did this first. She is a leader. She inspired me. You know, most of my clients inspire a ton of people around them to reevaluate the role of alcohol in their lives. A ton. Their family, their friends, their spouse. Like, when you do this, you inspire other people. And so stop thinking that this is something that is shameful or a secret or embarrassing or somehow makes you adopt a label or something like that. This is one of the most prideful things that you can have and wear with a sense of confidence in your entire life. You are a non-drinker, just like Tony Robbins and Gabby Bernstein and Brene Brown and Dave Hollis and Deepak Chopra. I mean, the list of like movers and shakers on this planet who do not drink, like you are one of them. You are that esteemed crowd of people who know that there's more to life than numbing, that there's more to life than getting by with dealing with stress all the time and then drinking over it. You know that there's more. You know that there's a room for you to live a wildly fulfilled life when you work on your personal growth and you believe that anything is possible for you. And so anything is possible for you when it comes to socializing as well. And I have some just quick tips. So if you love your friends, if these people light you up and they inspire you and you laugh with them and you love hanging out with them, and you don't want to always go to just wine tastings and dinners with them, why don't you ask them to do something different? Why don't you ask them to go get coffee with you or to go on a hike with you or to go on a yoga class with you? Give your friends a chance to interact with you in a different way. And I bet you they'll rise to the occasion, And it might also be time to start making some incredible alcohol-free friends. There are so many meetups across the nation and in Europe that cater to people who are alcohol-free and want to socialize. Like, it's time to go meet them. It's time to get out of your house and go meet them, right? Safely vaccinated, all that stuff. It's time to up-level your association so that you are surrounded with people who want the best for you and who are chasing growth so much that it inspires you too. And then lastly, if there's certain situations you just feel like you can't get out of, sometimes we just have so much family stuff, everyone in the family drinks, I just want you to remember that you are no longer a sheep. You are a wolf. You are a wolf that's not following the herd off the cliff. And if someone makes you feel weird for not belonging in the camaraderie of the moment of not drinking, I want you to actually reflect on their life. I want you to reflect and ask yourself, do I want their life? Do I want their 9 to 5? Do I want the stress of having 4 kids? Do I want all the stuff that they have in their life? And if it's not aspirational to you, if it's not a lifestyle that you would want, then their opinion cannot matter to you. It's like people who tell you to not go after your dreams are the people who gave up on theirs. And that's the people we cannot listen to. That's the people who should not matter. Their opinion should not matter. So if you do not envy anyone's lifestyle of the people that you're going to be with, then their opinion can't matter to you, and what they're doing and their behaviors, that's great for them, no judgment there, but they cannot influence what you want for your life. Because you want better. You want so much better. You're putting your health first, your life first, your dreams first. There's this incredible quote I love by Jen Sincero. It's, you have to choose your dreams over your drama. Does that make sense? You have to learn to choose your dreams over your drama. And your drama could be drinking. Your drama could be all the excuses we have about why we don't go after our dreams, complaining. Our drama could be a ton of different things. You have to choose your dreams over your drama and let that shit go. Let it go. And so if you've been invited out as the world is opening up and there's more social events on your calendar and you're worried about drinking, not drinking, you're on a break, what to do here, I want you to know that you have everything you need inside of you to handle these situations. You are a resilient, radiant goddess, non-drinking goddess, sober rebel, and you can walk into any of these situations with poise, grace, composed, confident, and feel like you're actually rubbing off on people in the right way. You inspire people. Trust me. Trust me, people are inspired by you. And to think something different, to think that they're making up stories about you or that not drinking makes you the odd one out, well, maybe that's something you want to be the odd one out on. Maybe it's a point of pride for you. Maybe it's a point of confidence for you. If you were the odd one out because you were a millionaire instead of being like poor, wouldn't that feel good for you? If you were the odd one out because you traveled more than your friends, wouldn't that be good? If you were the odd one out because you were healthier than anyone you knew, isn't that all things to be proud of? It's okay to be the odd one out sometimes. It's okay to be the leader in this situation. You are inspiring people with your actions and with your energy. And you need to show up fully as the real you, unencumbered with alcohol, unencumbered with worrying about what other people will think. I believe in you. You are radiant. You are glorious. And I'm rooting for you 100%. Thank you so much, Cindy and Sarah, for joining today. I'm so excited for you both. I hope as the world opens up that we all go out with grace, fully composed, living life to our desires and to our intentions, and being the inspiration that maybe other people needed to see.